Everyone wants more kills in Bloodstrike, but getting kills and winning matches are not always the same thing. Have you ever had a match where you got a lot of kills but still lost? Or maybe you've seen another player win the match with fewer kills than you. That's because winning in Bloodstrike is not only about aim, it's about making smart decisions throughout the entire match. Things like money management, armor upgrades, loadouts, rotations, positioning, and knowing when to fight all play a huge role in winning. Today I'm going to show you some of the biggest things that separate average players from players who consistently win matches. Let's start. Part 1. Understand the difference between early game and late game. One of the biggest mistakes players make is treating the entire match the same way. They play aggressively from the beginning, and then they continue playing the exact same way when only a few squads are left. This is one of the fastest ways to throw away a winning match. In Bloodstrike, the early game and the late game are completely different. At the start of the match, dying is not nearly as punishing. You can respawn, your teammates can buy you back, and the respawn timer is usually short. Because of this, the early game is the best time to be aggressive. This is the stage where you should focus on building momentum. Get kills, get money, upgrade your equipment, get stronger than everyone else. Many pro players actually look for fights during the early game because they know the risk is lower and the rewards are higher. Every kill gives resources. Every fight gives experience. Every successful engagement makes your team stronger. But as the match continues, everything changes. Respawn timers become longer. Teams start disappearing. Positions become more important. Mistakes become more expensive. This is where many players continue making the same mistake. They keep chasing fights even when they already have everything they need. Instead of playing for the win, they keep playing for kills. And because of that, they get eliminated before reaching the final zone. The smartest players understand when it's time to switch gears. Early game, be aggressive. Mid game, build advantages. Late game, play smart and focus on winning. Understanding this difference alone can increase your win rate significantly. Part 2. Money is one of the most important things in Bloodstrike. Many players completely underestimate how important money is. They think money is only useful for buying a weapon. But in reality, money is one of the strongest resources in the entire game. Money gives you options, and options help you win. With money you can buy armor upgrades, custom weapons, bandages, smoke grenades, Molotovs, frag grenades, UAVs, loadout drops, balloons, and most importantly, teammates. Think about that for a second. Money can literally bring your teammate back into the match. That alone shows how powerful it is. The mistake many players make is either spending money carelessly or never spending it at all. Some players buy random things they don't need. Others save large amounts of money and never use it. Then they get eliminated while carrying thousands of dollars, and all that money becomes useless. A good Bloodstrike player constantly asks, "What can I buy right now that increases my chances of winning?" Maybe it's upgrading armor. Maybe it's getting your custom weapon. Maybe it's buying a UAV before rotating. Maybe it's saving enough to revive a teammate. The answer changes depending on the situation. But one thing stays the same. Money should always be working for you. The best players don't just collect money, they turn money into advantages. Part 3. Always upgrade your armor. One thing many players focus on too much is weapons. They spend all their attention trying to find better guns. Meanwhile, they completely ignore their armor. This is a huge mistake, because armor is what keeps you alive, and staying alive is what wins fights. Let's imagine two players. Both have similar aim. Both have similar movement. Both have similar weapons. But one player has much stronger armor. Who has the advantage? Usually, the player with better armor, because he can survive more bullets. That extra survivability often gives him enough time to finish the fight. Many players lose fights and immediately blame their aim, but sometimes the real reason is that their opponent simply had stronger armor. That's why pro players constantly pay attention to armor levels throughout the match. Whenever they have an opportunity to upgrade, they take it. They understand that every armor level increases their chances of surviving future engagements. A common mistake is thinking, my weapon is already strong enough. But a strong weapon doesn't help much if you're eliminated instantly. You need both offense and defense. Make it a habit to check your armor regularly. Whenever possible, improve it. Because every upgrade makes you harder to kill. And harder to kill players usually survive longer and win more matches. Part 4. Get your custom weapon early. One of the biggest advantages in Bloodstrike is being able to use your own customized weapon. Yet many players spend half the match using random ground loot. The problem with ground loot is inconsistency. Every weapon feels different. Different attachments, different recoil, different handling, different performance. This means you're constantly adjusting. But when you're using your own customized weapon, everything becomes predictable. You know the recoil pattern. You know the strengths. You know the weaknesses. You know exactly how the weapon performs at different ranges. This confidence is incredibly important during fights, because when you're comfortable with your weapon, you can focus entirely on the enemy instead of fighting your gun's recoil. This is one reason pro players prioritize getting their loadout early. They want consistency, and consistency wins fights. However, there's also a mistake that some players make. They become obsessed with getting their custom weapon. They risk everything for it. They rotate through dangerous areas. They challenge unnecessary fights. Or they leave strong positions just to get a loadout. Remember this, your custom weapon is important, but surviving is more important. If getting a loadout puts you in a terrible position, it might not be worth it. The goal is to get your weapon safely. And that's exactly why pro players value their loadouts so highly. Part 5. Use UAVs like a pro player. One of the most underrated items in Bloodstrike is the UAV. Many players see a UAV in the shop and think, I don't need that. I'll save my money. I'll buy something else. But pro players understand something important. Information wins fights. And a UAV gives information. Think about it this way. Imagine two teams are rotating toward the next zone. One team has no idea where enemies are. The other team uses a UAV. Which team has the advantage? Obviously the team with information, because they can plan ahead. They can avoid dangerous areas. They can prepare for upcoming fights. And they can make smarter decisions. Many players only focus on mechanical skills, aim, movement, sensitivity. But sometimes a UAV can be more valuable than all of those things, because knowing where enemies are before they know where you are is a huge advantage. Another mistake players make is using UAVs at the wrong time. They use them randomly, or they activate them when there are no enemies nearby. Part 6. Complete challenges whenever possible. One thing that many Bloodstrike players completely ignore is challenges. They see them on the map and continue doing something else. This is a mistake, because challenges provide valuable rewards, and every advantage matters in a battle royale. The biggest reward is usually money, and as we already talked about, money can be turned into armor upgrades, UAVs, custom weapons, teammates, and many other useful things. But money is not the only reason challenges are valuable. Some challenges can reveal future zones before other players know where the zone is going. This is incredibly powerful. Think about it. Most players spend the match reacting to the zone. They wait until the zone appears. Then they start moving. But if you already know where the next zone will be, you're no longer reacting. You're planning. You can move earlier. You can choose stronger positions. You can avoid bad rotations. And you can prepare before other teams even realize where they need to go. This gives you a huge advantage. Of course, you shouldn't blindly rush every challenge. If a challenge is located in a dangerous area and completing it might get you eliminated, it may not be worth the risk. But whenever it's safe and practical, challenges are one of the easiest ways to gain advantages throughout the match. The best players are constantly looking for opportunities to gain extra information and extra resources. Challenges help with both. Part 7. Use balloon. Most players think balloons are only for traveling faster. And while that is true, that's only a small part of their value. The real power of balloons is positioning. Positioning wins matches, especially during the later stages of the game. Many players stay in one area for too long. They continue looting, they continue fighting, and before they realize it, the zone is moving. Now they have to rotate late, and rotating late creates problems. You get trapped, you get shot while moving, you run into other teams, and suddenly you're fighting because you have no choice. This is where balloons become extremely useful. A balloon allows you to reposition quickly. You can reach better areas. You can move into zone earlier. You can escape dangerous situations. And you can avoid unnecessary fights. Pro players often use balloons before they absolutely need them. Most average players wait until they're already in trouble. Then they try to escape. But pro players think ahead. They see danger coming, and they reposition before the situation becomes difficult. Part 8. Use the respawn system correctly. One thing that makes Bloodstrike different from many other Battle Royale games is the respawn system. And surprisingly, many players don't use it correctly. Most players only think about reviving teammates after someone dies. But pro players are thinking about it throughout the entire match. Why? Because teammates are valuable. Every teammate is another gun, another set of eyes, another source of information, another player who can help win fights. The more teammates your squad has alive, the stronger your team becomes. This is why buying teammates back is often one of the smartest investments you can make. However, there is also a mistake that many players make. They become so focused on reviving teammates that they put themselves in danger. Another mistake is waiting too long. Some players collect huge amounts of money but never use it. Their teammates remain out of the match while the money sits in their inventory doing nothing. Remember this: money only has value when it creates advantages. And bringing back teammates is one of the biggest advantages available. The best Bloodstrike players constantly think about their squad, not just themselves. They understand that winning is easier with 4 players than with 1. And because of that, they prioritize keeping the team alive whenever possible. Use those second chances wisely, because many matches are won simply because one team managed their revives better than everyone else. And those are some of the biggest things that help players win more matches in Bloodstrike. Remember, fight aggressively in the early game. Manage your money wisely. Upgrade your armor. Get your custom weapon. And most importantly, play to win, not just to get kills. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what's the biggest reason you think you're losing matches right now? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.